little bitter and stuck on the tips of your teeth. It's that old Inquisition whose root in mind and me. So blind to justice, the mom is out to settle the score. Rise up, scream out, protest, more, more, more. But don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? And you just set him free. Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty? The trick is so ancient, the book is covered in dust. It's that trusty declaration, the people must do what they must. So deaf to reason, the crowd marches to the drum. As the silver tongue one scream out, Viva Vorum. But don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? And you just set him free. Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty? The fear is so timeless, it's stuck in the base of your brain. It's that old time religion, remember the good old days. So daft to freedom, the rabble in the zero chains. And with gilded hope and love, they give themselves a reins. But don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? And you just set him free. Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty? Where's the liberty?
180 days.
That 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day. Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
2 Alabama men have been sentenced to prison for their actions against police and SWAT officers back in 2021. Jeffrey Danner and Caleb Kirkland were in a car at the Cherokee County Ball Ground when police spotted the vehicle they were in, which had been connected to violent crimes in the area. A chase then ensued and involved a standoff in the woods with the men firing their guns at police for about 3 hours. Kirkland ended up being injured by police returning fire, and Danner was then arrested thereafter. Danner entered a guilty plea by way of mental illness, and Kirkland entered a guilty plea. The two will serve over 20 years in prison. 18 illegal aliens were arrested after an ICE raid at the Nori Thai and Sushi restaurant in Birmingham. Those numbers were confirmed by a public affairs officer with ICE to ABC 3340 News. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome into the program. Lovely Thursday out of Montgomery, Alabama. Plenty to get to today, including Trump signing the whole Epstein bill. You also have the U.S. secretly drafting plans to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Zelensky was not included on that, and the Russians would have to pay a rental fee to control the Donbas region. Apparently, a big investigative report that Somalis all over, Somali immigrants from all over the U.S. are stealing from every single state welfare program and sending it back home. Kind of a crazy, crazy report there. The delayed September jobs report was just released, better than expected. I believe off the top of my head, it was something like 119,000 jobs added to the U.S. economy for September. This was, of course, delayed because of the government shutdown. And a new study is out, and Senator Katie Britt is actually bringing this up as well. It's a trending story at 1819news.com, but the new study nationwide shows electricity prices are spiking highest in states with AI data center build out. In a little while, we'll get to Elon Musk and Jensen, the head of NVIDIA, about how maybe actually most of these data centers will, before you know it, 4 or 5 years, all be in orbit. It makes a lot more sense for electricity and just cost in general. And then we got weird stories about AI. People are having babies with AI chatbots. I don't even know what that means, but I looked at it a little bit and said, okay, we got to share this. Crazy amounts of hallucination with ChatGPT as well as others. And the rise of the feminine leftist male rejecting masculinity. Apparently it's all the rage on TikTok to just be a little passive aggressive and like, the way you say things, sometimes the way you present it, like, let me just read into like what you're actually saying, not the words you actually said, but the words you actually meant. Seriously, I've seen these guys before. And hell, I could play the passive aggressive game too. At once I maybe in college thought I was a feminist. Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. On the right across the desk, right here on the air with us in the studio, we have the one, the only Erica Thomas of 1819 News. Hey, Erica.
Howdy. How are y'all doing today?
Life is good. Life is very good. And you made the trek up from your normal stomping grounds today?
I did. And I instantly came in here and got online because I'm writing another story. Got to get stuff in. Got a busy day today. So I have to do 2 things at once. Sometimes I'll be doing 3 things at once. But I'm happy to be here.
And knowing the one that you're working on without giving anything away necessarily, it's a top trending story at 1819 News. It's now trending also nationally. I'm seeing it all over Twitter, not even associated with the Alts report, but Cottage Hill Christian Academy teacher arrested following viral video of child beating. And I can't believe the video because she's dropping F-bombs left and right at this young boy.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction was, well, that's not how you do it. Like, seriously, and got my anger up a little bit. It's like, what if somebody a little bigger than you gave you that treatment, woman? But here's kind of my rule of thumb, because when you see the video, folks, she is screaming her head off at, I presume her son.
Yes.
Screaming her head off at this kid, like smacking him in the face, then puts him over the arm of the couch and hits him 27 times?
23.
23 times.
And then again later on in the video.
Yeah, and then picks him back up and hits him again.
He picks him up by the hair.
Yeah.
And slams him on the ground and then like screams at him to stand up and then hits him in the arms. He's doing like this.
Well, and I've suffered corporal punishment when I was a kid,
Oh, yeah,
but it
me
wasn't that emotional. It was more like, it was, you understand what you did wrong, right? And this is why we're punishing you, right? And it wasn't like this weird emotional release for like my mom or my dad.
I think that's a good way to put it. Emotional release. When you watch this video, you're like, whoa, she is completely unhinged.
Yes.
Like,
it's a bit sadistic.
Yeah. So I feel like, and I did get this confirmed this morning. This will be at the 2 p.m. story on 1819news.com, but there is evidence that this is not a first occurrence.
Okay.
And so we're going to have a little bit more on that. There could be more charges. I do want to say her name is Nicole Staples, and we have to remember, as always, she is considered innocent until proven guilty.
Of course.
But as far as the discretion of the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, they say there's definitely enough evidence here in this video. This video is the sole reason why the woman was charged, what she did in this video. Now, further charges may come down, and those will be based on prior incidents that we might hear a little bit more about.
And she's been charged with a felony of willful abuse.
Willful abuse is the charge. And so I think it's interesting to look at that too. And I have this right in front of me because I am writing that story, what the Alabama statute says about willful abuse. There's several different things that can be considered willful abuse. And so Sheriff Paul Birch went down that list with me, and I'll publish that in the 2 p.m. story. And he tells me which two of those things led to this charge.
Right.
And so people can kind of decide on their own what they think. Now, I've heard, first of all, the most offensive thing about this to me is people using her position at a Christian private school to kind of attack Christianity.
Oh.
I think that's disgusting. There's bad people in every place that you go.
Right.
You know, it's like the old thing, well, people in church treated me poorly, so I'm not going to go. Okay, no. We're not doing that game here. I mean, just forget about it. Don't even look on Blue Sky. It makes you so angry looking at their comments because they just use this as a reason to attack Christianity. And I'm taking a stand on this one.
Yeah. Well, that's them being very dumb.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Mhm.
I mean, you always sum up things so simply for me. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is people are saying, you know, this is happening in her home. This is how she parents her children. How can the law come in and take them away from her? God forbid they go to DHR. Like they're going to be any more safe there.
Mhm.
The good news on this is they're not in, DHR is involved in this case, but they're not in a foster home. They're not anything like, they're with family members. And apparently Staples and the father of the children have agreed to remove the children from the home and let this relative take care of them for now.
Yeah, and just to underline the point, I'd imagine the person who filmed this, it's in the home, so it had to be a family member or somebody there.
We assume that it's another child. It could be a neighbor kid. We don't know. We don't know.
Well,
who.
and the fact that they've got it all like framed up and ready to go shows this probably, to reiterate and underline the point, has happened before.
Yeah, this is abuse alleged abuse that has, you know, not happened just once or twice. And not just with one child.
Okay. Well, and it's a good rule of thumb for a viral video. Like, well, for anything to go viral, if you have a video and there is some question, I'll put it this way. I don't know what the standards of law are. Look forward to your 2 p.m. piece at 1819news.com. But my view of it is that was my family member doing that to their kid. I would have stepped in.
Well, and I think another interesting part of this whole story is the school has relieved Staples of her duties. They put her on administrative leave with pay while they're investigating, but she is not at the school. And I think that's important because here in Alabama, you know, we have these private schools. We have these Christian schools who are, they're wonderful schools, and they don't want to have this person teaching children. And so I think it's important to point out that they made a move on this really quick.
Here. And for all those on Blue Sky, all the libs out there, maybe just reread the epistles of Paul. Just read them. And they look at, like, you know, the issues Paul's dealing with.
Seriously doubt they're going to take up that challenge.
But, you know, it might help. Just, yeah, you don't even have to get into the heady theology and
Just
all this
Google
stuff
it.
of Romans. Like, you could just get into what were all the problems of the church in Corinth and the church in Rome. And, like, yeah, just get into it a little bit. You don't have to do deep. Like, you might find that since the beginning, there have always been sinners. And that's kind of the whole point of the confession, that we confess that, and then we can commune with one another and trying to live in the body of Christ. Like, this idea that means you'll never stray away ever again, or somebody might fall from that grace as they, you know, for whatever reason, is a little insane. And I think anybody trying to hold an individual human being to that standard and thus use that as an excuse to say, see, Christianity, not worth a thing.
And we don't go attacking other religions because somebody within that religion did something bad. I mean, Christianity is the only one that seems to be getting this kind of criticism every single time there's anything they can tie Christianity to. They're going to go after it. They're going to attack Christians. And that's just the day and age we're living in.
Well, and there might be a thing of, like, you don't hate Trump, you don't hate Jesus, you hate dad or your ex-husband or whatever it is. Maybe your mom was a real piece of work like this woman.
Well, and I think especially for me, I mean, I was born in the 80s. You know, my parents definitely believed in corporal punishment.
Yeah.
Heck, my school did. I got paddlings at school. There's a line that can be crossed.
Yes.
So where in this video is the line crossed? We can almost pinpoint.
Or it's,
you know.
again, I don't know the law. For me, that line was crossed. I say I would step in and try to stop it at least. Is it wasn't a clear punishment. It wasn't being done dispassionately. It was clearly an emotional release that was over the top. And there's, I hate to get too academic or whatever. There's a great very short story. I think it's only like 700, 800 words by William Carlos Williams called The Use of Force. And it's about a kid who has, some infected tonsils or strep throat, something wrong with the throat. And the parents are like, we can't get the kid to, cooperate. And thank you for being here, doctor. This is, I think, written in the 20s or the 30s. And it initially begins with like the kids being a brat, like bites down on the tongue depressor and all this stuff. But the story very subtly shifts. And this is the line that is crossed. It goes from the doctor wanting to help the kid and just let me help you, to where when the kid bites down and sees blood bites their tongue, the doctor starts having this rush of like, I'm in control. I will solve this. Don't you dare rebel against me. Control. And you start to see in just subtle ways, this is not helping. This is not administering any sort of justice or discipline. This is you letting out your own desires to punish and to do awful things. And that's where I would say that she very much crosses the line there, how emotional she is. Now, everybody makes mistakes. And if it's alleged, this is a question of law, which I don't know. I'm not a lawyer and certainly not on family issues like this. But pretty shocking video, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, but I've seen people taking it, different ways. Like a parent is allowed to fly off the handle every now and then, I guess. But if there is a clear pattern here, obviously that needs to be investigated, and that's what they're doing. But like everyone has a story about when I was a kid, my mom, like, thank goodness that wasn't on video and put on social media. And I feel sorry for this kid that the video of him being beaten and he's just screaming for mercy.
Well, the trick
viral now.
An old school trick. Go pick out your own switch. And it better be a good one, or we're going to make you.
Did that, didn't we?
Yeah, no, and the trick is, or like grab the railing, and you can't look. Like it's very dispassionate. It's as much needs to be a bit psychological than it is anything about like the pain.
Yeah,
and the anger. It should not. That sort of punishment of your children should not be done in anger.
Right, but there is that fear factor. Do parents need to discipline their children so that they fear them in a healthy way, or not? I mean, there's some people that say, no, your children shouldn't fear you at all. Well,
I don't know about that.
I mean, fear, I was terrified, if I ever did anything wrong at all. Like, I remember leaving a dirty bowl in the sink and forgot about it. And when I heard my mom's voice, Erica Lynn, if she used my middle name, I was in trouble. Erica Lynn, and I just like instantly was so terrified because I knew exactly. I just remembered what I'd done. Of course, I didn't get beaten for that. I don't think, possibly. I don't know. But I think there's a healthy level of fear that you need to instill in your children. I'm not a parent, so I can't really judge any parent at all based on anything other than what I experienced as a child. And I can tell you the healthy amount of fear that I had as a child and a teenager, especially, I think it probably kept me out of a lot of trouble.
Well, my parents did instill that fear, and I think that's proper. But again, you can do it in ways that aren't crazy, excessive, over the top. Like they never did anything like that, what we saw in video.
Yeah.
And often it was, again, more the getting you to understand the principle of the matter, to where like the point shouldn't be every time you do wrong, somebody hits you or spanks you. The point should be whenever you do wrong, you did wrong, you feel guilty about it, then you confess to it, and then we're on and you pay the price for it, so to speak. And like it's kind of like teaching kids not to touch a hot stove. It should not end with because mom told me so. That's why I don't touch the element on the stovetop. It should be like, no, you need to understand it will burn me, it will hurt. Like there needs to be these underlying things that people actually understand at the end of the day.
That's an interesting point too, because probably as a child I was taught really don't question the authority. So a lot of times my answer was because I said so. I got that all the time, and I hear so many people say that's not what you're supposed to do. Wow. But I figured it out. I figured things out. I learned how to critically think and really comprehend what was going on and figure things out for myself. So I don't know. I think there's a happy medium for everybody in the parenting world. There's going to be criticism. This situation, I think, is definitely abusive. Do I think her children should be taken away? I think we will find out more about that upon this further investigation that I do think is warranted.
Yeah, that'll be a larger question. Questions a lot, but folks, you can judge for yourself. Just go to 1819news.com. Cottage Hill Christian Academy teacher arrested following viral video child beating, and you will have the follow-up.
Yes.
After 2 p.m.
I'm going to try my best to have that at 2 p.m. So we'll see.
Very cool. Well, I got to hit a break here. Real quick, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole at Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing, James and the team ready to help you with any and all of your plumbing needs, from big problems like a massive water leak, or it could be like a gas line leak. My God, get out of the house if that is the case and let them get that fixed up. Or it could be something as simple as a drippy faucet. A toilet won't stop running. It could be you flush the toilet and something comes up in the shower drain. Could be your garbage disposal don't work anymore and it stinks. They can help you with all these straightforward things. Or maybe you don't really have an issue other than you want to upgrade. Maybe a taller toilet as you get up there in age, or your knees and hips aren't quite as capable as they once were. New accessories in the bathroom, especially the shower, the kitchen. They can help you across the board there at Cole Plumbing. So y'all check them out today. That number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks. No $99 specials, just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Taxes is feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. NYC opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, how did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're going to leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Honestly, after a heinous domestic family story. And I go to a wholesome domestic family video. Now, I believe what this is, and I had a few people send it to me. I saw it independently, sent it to a few folks. This is a granddaughter. I think she's from the South. A granddaughter with her grandpa, and she's making a video to win a scholarship. And apparently the scholarship has something to do with the Democratic Party. That's how I only want to set it up. If you're just listening, they're sitting at their kitchen table in their living room. It reminds me of a lot of my family here from the South homes, like just the family photos in the back. It's a classic setting. And so let's just listen into this together a little bit.
Okay. Thank you for choosing me to be in the drawing for the 2025 Democratic Great Scholars Awards. I have my papa with me today. Introduce yourself.
I'm Larry.
And my papa, I've chosen my papa because he showed me how great the Democratic Party really has been. When Joe Biden won president, my papa called me so excited because Joe had won and the Democratic Party was now in office.
You could see the grandpa is his face. Her papa is already like, huh? What?
This year, Trump has won, and my papa is very sad for this upcoming. Papa, you can't laugh.
I can't help it.
It's fine. I can just cut that off. I can cut that part.
How come you didn't go with the other race?
Because this was the scholarship that they had. It's the only one they had to offer.
And I gotta be a Democrat.
Yes. It's fine. We can just cut that part out.
Yeah, you cut it out.
Okay.
Hey, it was Trump, Lord, I'm happy.
I know, but you just act like you weren't. So when Trump won this year, he was very sad for this upcoming election. But that is okay. And my papa is going to share with you today some of the great things that the Democratic Party has done.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, hon. I'll have to give you the $10,000.
Oh, that is just classic right there. Yeah, he'll just pay. You don't need the scholarship. I'll just pay for it. I got to be a Democrat for you to get this scholarship. That made me quite happy when I saw that this morning. And I think millions of others agree. Now, I mentioned earlier, too, that this talk of the data centers, and there's talk of the AI bubble. I think that's a little overstated. But a lot of people, Byron Shee, who's often on the show, take a little break. He'll be back, though, before too long. He's been talking about that worry of the more they build these data centers up, the more you're going to see electricity prices continue to skyrocket. And you're already seeing that with one study here, that electricity prices are, in fact, highest in states that are building up these data centers. So as electricity prices are surging, voters are growing angrier, and the artificial intelligence industry's data centers are increasingly a target for blame. Residential utility bills rose 6% on average nationwide in August, compared with the same period in the previous year. The reason for price increases are often complex and vary by region, but in at least 3 states with high concentrations of data centers, electric bills climbed much faster than the national average during that period. Prices, for example, surged by 13% in Virginia, 16% in Illinois, and 12% in Ohio. The tech companies and AI labs are building data centers that consume a gigawatt or more of electricity in some cases, equivalent to more than 800,000 homes the size of a city, essentially. That's crazy. Just one data center doing that, folks. And they want to scale this up even more. We'll get into a pretty creative technological solution about that from Elon Musk himself in a little while. But Virginia, and this is where Byron Shee, he's done some work up there, and he saw this happening early. Virginia has the highest concentration of data centers in the world. Democrat Abigail Spanberger won the state's recent gubernatorial race in a landslide by campaigning on the cost of living. Spanberger put at least part of the blame for rising electricity prices on data centers, promising to make tech companies pay their own way and their fair share of the escalating cost. The governor's race could be a harbinger of political headwinds for the AI industry's data center build-out, with the midterm elections just a year away and Democrats zeroing in on affordability as their central issue. In Washington, some Democratic senators are targeting the close relationship that President Trump has developed with the leaders of the major tech companies and AI labs. Denang Dick, Richard Blumenthal, senator from Connecticut, and Bernie Sanders of Vermont took aim this week at what they described as the White House's quote-unquote sweetheart deals with big tech companies, accusing the administration of failing to protect consumers from being forced to subsidize the cost of data centers. The tech lash is real, said Abraham Silverman, who served as general counsel for New Jersey's Public Utility Board from 2019 until 2023 under the outgoing governor. Data centers aren't always great neighbors, said Silverman, now researcher at Johns Hopkins University. They tend to be loud, they can be dirty, and there's a number of communities, particularly in places with really high concentrations of data centers, that just don't want more data centers. So what about in Alabama? Well, you have already Senator Katie Britt bringing up this question about a proposed Bessemer data center. She says in the headline, we have the highest power rates in the Southeast. I think that is unacceptable. She questioned on Tuesday the effect a Bessemer data center would have on Alabama's already high power rates. The Bessemer City Council voted 5-2 to approve a zoning request that will allow construction of one of the nation's largest data centers. The proposal has received widespread opposition from residents and environmentalists concerned about the environmental impact, while supporters, including the city itself, are touting the economic impact. The zoning request rezones over 700 acres of forested land from agriculture to light industrial use. The developer says only 100 acres of that will be used for the project. The Alabama Department of Transportation has warned that plans for the data center could be affected by the state's Northern Beltline project. Data centers can also sometimes raise power rates for other residents by increasing electricity demand. Senator Britt said on a call with Alabama reporters on Tuesday that she had concerns about the data center's effect on power rates that are already the highest in the Southeast, saying, quote, I want to make sure that the Northern Beltline is completed. I think that opens opportunity for an entire part of Jefferson County and an entire region that is poised for economic growth and development. Britt went on to say, I think finishing that off will unlock endless potential and will create opportunity and pathways to an even greater American dream for so many residents that will live along the Beltway and will be touched by that. I think that number one has to be finished. I think that needs to be prioritized no matter what comes next. Britt continued saying, second, to your questions about data centers, I understand the importance of data centers. We're in a race against China when it comes to AI, and we have to make sure that we maintain the lead that we currently have because this is the race. However, I think we have to be really smart about how we do it. I think when you're looking at data centers, particularly even in this spot, you have to ask yourself, what are the opportunity costs of putting this here? First, you have the power delivery, and I'd say the power demand that will come from this facility. The question becomes then, what do we not get to do off and around this beltway because this will be driving so much of power demand from just one facility? And what does that mean for other good-paying jobs in the area or opportunity that we could have either attracted but now will not be able to because we won't be able to meet other power demands? I think you have to think about that. I think that's really important, Senator Britt says. I also think affordability. Look, we have the highest power rates in the Southeast. I think that's unacceptable. Here, Katie. Why is that here in the state of Alabama? I agree with the senator 100%, maybe regardless of the data center debate. Why is it that under Alabama power here in the Southeast, we have some of the highest rates ever? I don't know. Well, I got to hit another break here. Be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
For more than 50 years, the Tears family's been keeping the river region flowing with Roto-Rooter. From drain cleaning to septic repair and installation, no job's too big or too messy with a local team you can trust. So when water won't go where it's supposed to, call the hometown experts who've been serving Montgomery for over half a century. That's 272-7130. Or visit rotorooteralabama.com. And remember,
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center and the Pepper Tree Shopping Center. We've used Blue Water Broadcasting for years, and we attribute our results to what they do for us. If you want results with your advertising, call Blue Water.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. A surprisingly strong September jobs report is just out. The government shutdown blocked its timely release. The Labor Department reports the addition of 119,000 jobs in September. Analysts had been expecting just 50,000 new hires. Chip maker NVIDIA enjoyed a stellar third quarter, exceeding revenue and profit expectations, and Wall Street is thrilled. The benchmarks opened sharply higher this morning. The tech-heavy NASDAQ really took off. NVIDIA shares gained just over 5% overnight. Walmart is checking in today with its latest quarterly results. The Arkansas retailer delivered another standout quarter, posting strong sales and profits, blowing past Wall Street's expectations. The nation's largest retailer raised its financial outlook. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Unbelievable warmth for this late in the season. In fact, our high temperature today with a good bit of sunshine should be in the lower 80s. The record high is 81. That could certainly be broken. Even the nights are milder, partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 59. Will we finally see some showers on the radar tomorrow? Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible by Friday afternoon, more likely Friday evening, Friday night, and maybe a leftover shower early in the day on Saturday. Highs both days, Friday and Saturday, near 80. Sunday looks dry with a high in the upper 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, taking up where we left off, again, Katie Britt, talking about this data center to be put in Bessemer, made the larger point about how in Alabama in particular, we got to lower our own rates. Senator Britt saying we're the highest rates in the Southeast. She went on to say at the end of the call, quote, I want to make sure we have lower power rates than our neighbors, not higher power rates. I think we've got to be focused on that. And we need some real answers about how are we going to drive down power rates for Alabamians and what role this plays in that overall. Now, Alabama is ripe for a lot of these development. We got a lot of land, a lot of beautiful land, but it makes no daggum sense that our power rates are as high as they are, especially with, well, the respect and, well, the money and all the other things that Alabama Power in particular commands in this state. Don't get me started on how much respect you got to have for the linemen, the folks that go out there, especially when storms roll through, when stuff stops. God bless those people. But in terms of the actual takeaway for everyday Alabamians, why are we seeing the highest costs in the Southeast is a good question. And will this AI data center revolution continue to create soaring prices, as you're seeing in places like Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, Texas, even, where they're building more of these out? You know, one guy who is in Texas building a lot of this stuff, also I think built one in Tennessee, is Elon Musk. And I believe he built the Colossal, or whatever it's called, data center, the brain of Grok AI, of XAI, with Jensen Huang, I believe, yes, of NVIDIA. And those two were at this Saudi U.S. business forum or whatever yesterday. President spoke there as well. We'll play some clips. Trump was in rare form. And so this was Elon and Jensen sitting down, and this guy had two final questions for him, this Saudi royal. And one about Elon was the electricity, and actually, could we see AI go into space? It actually might be more cost-effective than building them on hundreds of acres in Alabama. Let's listen in.
My estimate is that actually that the cost of electricity, like the cost effectiveness of AI in space, will be overwhelmingly better than AI on the ground. So far, long before you exhaust potential energy sources on Earth, long before, meaning like I think even perhaps in the 4 or 5 year time frame, the lowest cost way to do AI compute will be with solar powered AI satellites. So I'd say not more than 5 years from now.
Wow. And just look at the supercomputers we're building together. Let's say each one of the racks is 2 tons. Out of that 2 tons, 1.95 of it is probably for cooling.
Right.
Wow.
Just imagine how tiny that little supercomputer is, right? Each one of these GB300 racks will just be a little tiny thing.
And just electricity generation is already becoming a challenge. So if you start doing any kind of scaling for both electricity generation and cooling, you realize, okay, space is incredibly compelling. So, like, let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, 200 or 300 gigawatts per year of AI compute.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do that on Earth. The U.S. average electricity usage, last time I checked, was around 460 gigawatts per year average usage. So something like, say, at 300, if you're doing 300 gigawatts a year, that would be like 2/3 of U.S. electricity production per year.
And that would skyrocket costs. I don't care. You can't build new power plants that fast. Even if you're doing all the above, even if you get the nuclear regulatory agency kind of out of the way and you open it up to smaller reactors and anything you can to build this up, letting companies build their own dedicated power plants, it's still not going to be enough. And you're going to put in massive strain on the grid. So what's the solution? Well, they already are hinting at it. As you just heard the CEO of NVIDIA say, the vast majority of the weight is the cooling systems. These things are running so hot, and think about the amount of water also being used by these data centers. It's a pretty crazy project, and they're becoming even more and more profitable as they're used more and more for AI, where data centers were being used to store, store information. They're now being used for more real-time compute. And this means that you're getting an even bigger and better profit out of that real-time use of your systems, as opposed to people just putting stuff away. And, honestly, it's a running fee, but it's not the same thing as sort of the real-time power that AI needs in order to make this stuff actually operate. So what might be the solution here? If it's the problem is the cooling and the weight of it is the cooling, and you need to produce more and more electricity and you can't build enough power plants on the ground. Well, maybe if you send them up into outer space, you could have some sort of solution. Let's listen to the guy with the space company that might have a solution.
A challenge. So if you start doing any kind of scaling for both electricity generation and cooling, you realize, okay, space is incredibly compelling. So, like, let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, 200 or 300 gigawatts per year of AI compute.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do that on Earth. The U.S. average electricity usage, last time I checked, was around 460 gigawatts per year average usage. So something like, say, at 300, if you're doing 300 gigawatts a year, that would be like 2/3 of U.S. electricity production per year. There's no way you're building power plants at that level. And then if you take it up to, say, a terawatt per year, impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do that in space. There just is no way to do a terawatt per year on Earth. And in space, you've got continuous solar. You've got you actually don't need batteries because it's always sunny in space.
That's right, exactly.
And the solar panels actually become cheaper because you don't need glass or framing, and the cooling is just radiative. So that's why I think
that's the dream.
Yes,
that's the dream.
Yeah, you can see the head of the CEO of NVIDIA is ready to go with this idea. And so as much as people are thinking about, well, will this massive data center on hundreds of acres in my own backyard up my energy costs, might even create problems with water and whatnot because of the cooling systems. Maybe that point is made moot by just technological advance. That is, yes, the data centers on Earth will be built. You're talking about the amount of investment, especially being talked about at this Saudi-U.S. forum yesterday, is massive around the world. As Senator Britt said in her reporter call, we are in a race with China, the first nation to get this. It could be more impactful than the first nation that got the bomb. And you can moralize against the bomb. It's very easy to moralize against the bomb. It's much more difficult to reckon practically with the bomb's existence. Same thing goes for AI, if not more so. It's one thing to moralize against AI. It's another thing to reckon with its existence and where it's going. And instead of it being in your own backyard, it might be the brain of all these AI systems running not only consumer stuff and not only automated vehicles, but already being used more and more in specialty fields, in chemistry and medicine, engineering, across the board. Well, that brain of all these AI systems will not be on the ground. It'll be up there in outer space. And probably for a lot cheaper than building him here on the Earth. Although there is that whole rocket having to send him up thing. But there's a guy who, created reusable rockets. It's been pretty successful so far. Man, if they ever take SpaceX public, buy up that stock. Anyway, got to hit this quick break. First, though, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that fantastic team are ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs. You should already be signed up for their monthly subscription plan. This gets you basic pest control for very reasonable costs, and you can then add to that termite protection and inspection, mosquito treatment when the time is right. And of course, now as we head into the colder months, the mosquitoes will go away, but you're going to see more and more little critters try to get inside your home. So they now are offering wildlife control services there at Pest Pro Services. What they can do is detailed inspection to find entry points, activity areas. They can exclude those animals, get the exclusion work done, seal off all those entry exit points, and then do follow-up checks to ensure long-term results, especially in assessment of your surrounding areas. Maybe you have something going on that is attracting that wildlife in the first place. Don't let it go too far where squirrels take up the nesting in your attic, or birds or raccoons, God forbid, all this stuff. So instead, just call Pest Pro today and give yourself peace of mind. You can always learn more at ppsrivervirginia.com or search Pest Pro Service on the Book of Faces. But again, call them direct at 9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey, it's Lyle from Marguerite's. How do I get you to come in before Black Friday and spend money? Well, we have our blowout. Everything gets a crazy whack-out price. Everything in the store. Plus, doorbusters. 1-carat earrings, $2.99. 5-carat diamond tennis bracelet, $19.95. 2-carat oval diamond ring, $14.95. Gold ball stud earrings, $99, and 14-carat on top of that. Come into Marguerite's only through November 30th. It's the real blowout. This is the real deal, and you can lay away to Christmas. You're kidding me? Yes, you can lay away to Christmas.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones at 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228, and talk to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Hey, George, pretty good. You were talking about saving energy by potentially using AI and not having it in your backyard and fear of using more water and more electricity. But I wish our fathers at the county or the city would consider using AI down at the Red Water Park.
Yeah.
I heard the county commission met earlier in the week, and one of the things on the agenda was a request for about $500,000 to pay their water bill. My question is this an annual deal? Is this a quarterly deal? And if you built it by the river, seems to me that you would have put in like your irrigation system that you do at your home to save money rather than pay for city water. You have a well. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to drink that water, then you put a filter system in it so you can drink the well water. So my question is, when they built the Red Water Park, why didn't, and if they're not using the river water and they're paying for city water, I think they need some AI down there.
Yeah, just maybe we should elect a AI agent as our new like mayor and head of the commission and all this stuff. All due respect to Doug. And actually, I would want to clarify if Doug Singleton was sitting right here or anybody on the commission. Is this just an active request of a pot of money already set aside? Because I believe that might have been the deal. Is the city and the state will set aside money, and then at your request, like you can request the $500K in order to cover that water bill. But you're right. Somebody leaked several months ago the kind of budget breakdown, and water treatment cost and power cost are crazy to run that thing.
Well, I just wish I had the old tooth fairy to drop me some money to pay my water bill. It sure would be nice, but have a good day, Joey.
Appreciate it. 272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. But affordability does seem to be the word as we head into 2026. The Democrats are going to run on it. Now I'm seeing more and more of the Trump administration running on this. Here is J.D. Vance talking about, things just cost way too much. Way too daggone much. But he's saying, hey, everybody, hold your horses a little bit. We've only been in here 10 months. Rome wasn't built in a day. A lot of folks are going to hear that as excuses. You should have gotten the job done on day one. And I don't think those folks are ever going to vote for Republicans. But for the folks in the middle who thought, oh, this is going to improve, you better start seeing some fruit born out of this into the middle of next year. But here's J.D. Vance making the case for the administration's economic ideas.
like things are unaffordable, who are still feeling like things are rough out there, is look, we get it and we hear you, and we know that there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of wood to chop because the Biden administration put us in such a very, very tough spot. And the way that I think about this is it's always helpful to take this from the abstractions to the actual real things that people are worried about. So take, for example, a dozen eggs. I'll never forget this. It was one of the very first, maybe the single first press conference that the president had done since he had started his second term. And some reporter, probably from ABC, yells at him and says, "What have you done about the price of eggs? The price of eggs are up 300% over the past 3 years." And it's like, it was January the 23rd. It's like, what do you mean, what have we done in 2 days? It's going to take a little bit of time to fix that problem. And so if you're an American who's just struggling to get by, you work hard, you pay your taxes, you want your kids to have good opportunities, and the price of eggs goes from $2 a dozen to $8 a dozen under the Biden administration, and then under the Trump administration, it goes from $8 a dozen to maybe $6.50 a dozen. Well, to you, that is still a major problem. And even though we've made incredible progress, we understand that there's a lot more work to do. And the thing that I'd ask for the American people is a little bit of patience. This economy was not harmed in 10 months. It took a deliberate 4-year administration that was making life harder for everyday Americans, that was importing foreign workers instead of giving jobs to American workers, that was over-regulating, overtaxing, overspending. They were doing everything wrong. And as much progress as we've made, it's going to take a little bit of time for every American to feel that economic boom, which we really do believe is coming. We believe that we're on the front end of it, but we also recognize that we've got a lot of work to do to undo the damage that Joe Biden did to the American economy. And the last one I'll say, Matt, it's let's be honest, it's not just Joe Biden. As much as I think Joe Biden was one of the most disastrous presidents of American history, we had a policy in this country for 40 years of shipping American jobs overseas and hiring foreign workers instead of American workers. That has caused the economic stagnation of the American middle class. There was one bright spot in 40 years, and that was the first Trump administration. And there is going to be a massive exception to that 40-year trajectory of American decline, and that's the second Trump administration. We just got to keep it going.
Pretty good message for now. I think it's fair to blame the past administration when you're only 10 months in. But as you get, 20 months in, people are going to be asking, where's the results? Where is that boom that you think is coming? Did it actually materialize? People want results. As much as we love the vibes and the fun messages and the trolling and the jokes and all the stuff, we want results. And results, I think, if they come, will be rewarded. But we'll see. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team, ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas. Buy and sell what? Houses. Buy and sell property. If you're looking for help in the River Region real estate market, you got to go with Bo Goodson and his great team there at the Goodson Group. And not only can they help you with buying and selling your property, but they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. Really great idea in this market, especially with all the turnover we have with the Air Force Base and many other aspects. A lot of people are renting these days. So if you have a home that you want to turn into a rental investment, why not have the Goodson Group manage it for you for a reasonable fee? So again, whether you're looking to buy or sell property or have that current property you own managed, get in touch with the Goodson Group today. You can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of the program.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The latest numbers have been delayed because of the now ended government shutdown, but there is some good news for American workers in the latest report on joblessness in this country. That's because, according to the Labor Department, employers added a surprisingly strong 119,000 jobs. That was back in September. They're not going to fully release all the data on October until later next year when they issue the November jobs report. Authorities have ended a federal immigration crackdown in North Carolina's largest city. The Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office announced today The operation known as Charlotte's Web is now officially over. The UN Atomic Watchdog's Board of Governors demanding Iran fully cooperate and provide the agency's inspectors with precise information about its stockpile of near weapons-grade uranium. This is SRN News.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Summer is over, but the deals are hot at Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Just $29 service fee for all your AC and plumbing needs. Better call Clark today. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Unbelievable warmth for this late in the season. In fact, our high temperature today with a good bit of sunshine should be in the lower 80s. The record high is 81. That could certainly be broken. Even the nights are milder, partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 59. Will we finally see some showers on the radar tomorrow? Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible by Friday afternoon, more likely Friday evening, Friday night, and maybe a leftover shower early in the day on Saturday. Highs both days, Friday and Saturday, near 80. Sunday looks dry with a high in the upper 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police have made an arrest in connection to a homicide in which a child was fatally shot while sleeping. The incident happened June 20th around 2:30 a.m. on Greensboro Court, where 13-year-old Diamond Moore was asleep in her bed when she was killed by a bullet shot through her window. MPD has charged an unidentified juvenile male with capital murder in the case. A controversial resolution to appoint William Boyd to the Montgomery Housing Authority failed on a 5-3 vote with one abstention. Boyd was found guilty of 3 felony counts of promoting prostitution in 2002. City Councilman Aronde Mitchell had nominated Boyd to replace Aisha Brooks on the Montgomery Housing Authority. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is holding its annual toy drive December 6th at the Walmart on Chantilly Drive. Anyone who is interested in helping is encouraged to bring a new unwrapped toy to give to kids in need. That's Saturday, December 6th from 8 to noon at the Walmart on Chantilly Drive. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Get ready to fall into savings at Royal Furniture. Power reclining sofas from just $15 a month. Dining sets starting at $12 a month. And recliners from only $8 a month. Enjoy up to 60 months no interest with no down payment at the time of purchase with approved credit. And get a free queen mattress with any in-stock bedroom set priced $9.99 or more. Incredible value and service are waiting for you at Royal Furniture in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, and 11 other locations across Alabama and Tennessee. All credit offers subject to credit approval. See store for details.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway, still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care, just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Good afternoon, Mark Cumbie. Saying, wish the host would interact with the chat. Well, where I needed a producer. But thank you for being on there, Mark. And thank you to everybody who watch online, especially after the fact if you can't catch us live. It's Joey Clark Live on YouTube. You can always go back, watch the live stream, and skip all the commercials if you like after the fact. If you're tired of commercials, I have to admit, I'm of that generation where I'm used to not having to deal with too many commercials, so I can't blame you necessarily. I want to continue on here with the vice president. I guess this was a sit down for Breitbart. And here J.D. Vance is going to talk about, well, an issue Democrats, again, are trying to make their own. And this is what's fascinating. You're starting to see things line up in a bit of a mirror image here of what is going to be the fight. What is the fight about heading into 2026? It is, I think, overall about affordability, about the economy. But there are going to be aspects of that affordability that will stick out in stark contrast to the rest of the inflation that has bedeviled us now for way too many years. In fact, since the Federal Reserve was created. One is healthcare, and in particular childcare, but healthcare in general continues to skyrocket. And Democrats, they made this the big point of the shutdown. The premiums are spiking for people in the marketplace and Obamacare and all this stuff. Well, here's J.D. Vance with the Trump administration's response, but it looks like the Republicans are saying, oh, you want to talk affordability? You want to talk healthcare? You want to talk childcare? You want to talk whatever you want to talk about? We're ready with a response, which gives me hope going into this, election year. But here is the vice president just earlier today.
They said, we really want to address the healthcare problem confronting the American people. The president said, well, absolutely. We agree. We want to address the healthcare problem confronting the American people. In fact, you people screwed it up with Obamacare, the Unaffordable Care Act. And now you're coming to us saying, let's fix it. Great. Let's fix it. And then they said, I think they were kind of caught off guard. And they're like, but we want the fix before we're willing to open up the government. And the president was like, that's like 3 days from now. You want us to fix American healthcare in the next 3 days, and unless you do it, you're going to shut down the government? How about we open up the government and then work together to fix American healthcare? And of course, we know the history. They rejected it. They shut down the government. But I don't want to get ahead of the president, Matt, because we had a very, very good meeting in the Oval Office yesterday. I think that we have a great healthcare plan coming together. I think that it's going to get Republican and Democrat support. And I think the president, look, right now, the American people get crap health care and they pay way too much for it. You have people who are paying thousands of dollars a month in premiums for a family of 4, a family of 5, and the access to health care is really low. This system is broken. The Democrats broke it, but who cares? We're going to work together if they're willing to fix it. And the interesting thing, Matt, is, people say, and this is one of the things I love about the president, people come to the president and say, no, don't talk about health care. That's a graveyard for Republicans. Republicans always lose on health care. And the president's like, I don't care about the politics of it. This system is screwed up for the American people. We need to fix it. So let's go and do it. Politics be damned. I love that. That's leadership. And that's exactly what we should want coming from the White House.
So everybody's getting geared up for this big midterm fight. It's already beginning and it's not even Thanksgiving. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey guys, I do have a concern about the health care, but this is what's on my mind today. Is there's a advertisement out with Senator Kelly and many senators coming out.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
telling
I was going to get to that later.
Okay, well, there you go.
right.
I just disagree with those senators
Okay.
for doing that, and that is traitorous.
All right.
See you.
Drink another one for me. Anyway, it looks like the administration is now much more focused, though there has been a bit of a distraction in the last several weeks, including leading up to those elections in Virginia in particular, where a lot of time and energy, especially with the folks driving the conversation online and on podcasts, was not about the Democrats, not about the left at all. Not really even about the economy or affordability or healthcare, or even the holistic picture of a new American foreign policy that is more based in America first. No, we've been fighting over personalities. So here the vice president is asked about this fight. Let's listen in.
We have a lot more in common than we do not in common. And that the disagreements that animate the Republican Party, while they matter and they're important, I think these debates should happen. They should happen in podcasts and they should happen in the media. They should happen on the op-ed pages. It's totally reasonable for the people who make up this coalition to argue about what our foreign policy should be, what our specific tax policy should be, what our housing policy should be. I mean, I had a meeting just yesterday that was focused in the West Wing about how do we get housing more affordable for young Americans because of all the things that got completely out of control under the Biden administration. You had homes that doubled or tripled in price depending on the geography in 4 years under the Biden administration. We've got to solve that problem for our young people so they can afford to buy homes, start families, and actually build their own American dream. So I think my attitude is let these debates play out, but don't let the debates that we're having internally blind us to the fact that we are up against a radical leftist movement that murdered my friend a couple of months ago and that would throw many people in the Trump administration in prison, not for doing anything illegal, but for not following the far left's agenda. That is the real opponent here. A political movement in this country that has no animating principle, that has no agenda for the American people. Their sole obsession is to take down Donald Trump and anybody who helped Donald Trump govern. Focus on the enemy, have our debates, but focus on the enemy so that we can win victories that matter for the American people. That's my message.
I think it is the right message. J.D. Vance continuing to be one of the best spokespeople for the Trump administration, but maybe not as good as Trump himself. And so here is Trump on message in the way he can only do it at this Saudi U.S. thing that I played a little earlier with Elon. This was Trump's big speech to everybody assembled. Share a few clips from this. This is Trump, getting into how he and Elon work together. And it's one thing that's fun to watch. The band is back together, it seems. Maybe not in the same exact way as when this first started. But it's very clear that Trump and Elon are on good terms again. Let's listen in together. Oh, hold on. Got to actually get it queued up in the correct way. Here we go. I think I have it now. Here's the president of the United States.
If Kamala, who's the same basic thing, grossly incompetent, he was incompetent. They're all incompetent because their policies are open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody. I mean, they got the worst policy. I don't talk about it too much because if I talk about it, they might change. So, no, I don't talk about it. I tell people, don't talk about it. Wait till 2 weeks before the election and hit the hell out of them. Right? We talked about that, right, Elon? Said we wait 2 weeks before. It's almost like you're in a war. Don't shoot yet. Don't shoot. Hold your fire. The enemy's rushing. Hold your fire. Don't shoot. Okay, now you can go. 2 weeks before. But I watched a guy the other day, a congressman, fighting for men playing in women's sports. And the new weightlifting record for a certain weight was just set. The man was 119 pounds higher than a woman champion who was a phenomenal champion. Beat her by 119, and he was an average lifter prior to transitioning. A lot of the Saudis are sitting here saying, what the hell is he talking about transition? They don't do, Yasser, they don't do a lot of transitioning. They're sitting here, the Saudis are saying, what is he talking about? They're saying, what do you mean women are playing against men? No, that doesn't happen, does it? Yeah, it does. These people are crazy.
Yeah, and I think this is the lesson. When Trump and Vance and most of your Republican, conservative pundits, whatever, are all kind of focused on the left, I don't know how that juggernaut can be beat. The problem is that juggernaut will beat up itself. This coalition Trump called together in 2024, it will beat up itself when it feels like we're winning too much, right? Now, here's a great other just classic Trumpian flourish. Focus on the economy. What is one of, Trump has many enemies sometimes, and sometimes he'll couch it in terms that are a little more humorous, though they are still enemies nonetheless. And of course, that's Mr. Too Late, Jerome Powell. Trump wants the interest rates cut even more and faster. And so here is Trump opining on that fact. Let's listen in. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, well, he gets called out a little bit.
The mortgage rates are down despite the Fed. Scott, you got to work in this guy. He's got some real mental problems. No, he's something wrong with him. It's just sweet. I'll be honest. I'd love to fire his ass. He should be fired. Guy's grossly incompetent. And he should be sued for spending $4 billion to build a little building. I'm building a ballroom that's going to cost a tiny fraction of that, and it's bigger than the whole thing put together. You got to work on him, Scott. The only thing Scott's blowing it on is the Fed. Because the Fed, the rates are too high, Scott. And if you don't get it fixed fast, I'm going to fire your ass, okay? I can't tell you, Scott, sir, don't fire him. Sir, please don't fire him. He's got 3 months to go. Don't fire him. I want to get him out, Scott. Please. He's the voice of reason. You're very lucky you have him, I'll tell you that.
Nice little look behind the curtain there from the President of the United States. And honestly, Trump and team keep winning because it's not just the economy. So that is the main thing people are probably going to vote on. You also have the fight over immigration. Well, a big ruling yesterday, for the Trump administration. This is, I believe, Jesse Waters giving the breakdown.
The Supreme Court just cleared the way for Trump to deport even faster. The High Court ruled that Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to send Venezuelan gangbangers to a mega prison in El Salvador. This is a huge ruling in Trump's favor and a major win for the country. After, as you know, D.C. Judge James Boasberg ordered a stop to the deportations. So this is pretty significant. These deportations, Caroline, can keep going.
Caroline Levitt.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
And this is what I think the vast majority of people voted for, a secured border. It's amazing, by the way, when you accomplish the thing that everybody wanted, how little credit you get for it. We're always so focused on the negative. Now, this is just, I think, human nature. But like, what have you done for me lately? Sort of thing. So this is a massive victory for the Trump administration, and they are going to continue to push on this. But as you just heard a caller a second ago hint at, I don't know if you caught some of the Democrats, especially in the United States Senate, but they decided to tell folks to not listen to orders. That you don't have to follow illegal orders, which I guess is technically true. But the way it's being suggested, well, let's just hear the clip. This is several senators for the Democrats in the United States Senate. And after I'll play Stephen Miller of the White House's response. But in the middle of all this going on, now that the Trump administration has been given another green light by the Supreme Court, and by the way, as we've mentioned before, the amount of nationwide injunctions over the last century, over the whole history of the nation, the vast majority of them have been against Trump by Democrat-appointed judges. And then what happens? The Trump administration wins at the Supreme Court. I think they've won like 20-something out of 25. Like, it's a very good, they've only lost like 2-3 cases out of many, many more. So this shows the Trump administration is ready to go. So what's the counter messaging? Well, here the Democrats are going to pretend like there's some great civil disobedient fighters or something like that. Let's conscientious objectors. I don't know. Let's listen into what they're throwing down.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander. Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer. Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
So, hey, everybody at the Air Force Base, listen up. They want to speak directly to you. The former operator for the agency. Doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, but let's listen in.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Right.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us. You all swore an oath.
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal order.
Oh.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution, and who we are as Americans. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
That's what I have to say to that. Self-righteousness is unreal there. And what illegal orders exactly? Can we see which ones are actually illegal? Because again, the Trump administration keeps winning at the Supreme Court. All of a sudden now the Supreme Court's not legitimate. It's fascinating. It's fascinating how power is a shapeshifter and it can go wherever you want it to go. Here's a short Stephen Miller's quick response on the Will Cain show yesterday.
Systems, they don't believe in rules, they don't believe in laws, they believe in whatever keeps them in power.
Yep.
And if what they think keeps them in power is a military insurrection or a CIA insurrection, that's what they support. But if in a different setting, if say a soldier doesn't want to take the COVID vaccine, then they represent a threat to order in their view, and that person must be crushed and deprived of employment, deprived of opportunity. If a Democrat, for example, complains about election integrity, that person's a hero. If a Republican complains of election integrity, that person's to be jailed and incarcerated for life. This is the moment that we're in. This is what we're dealing with. So when we say that Democrats are communists, we don't just mean that, well, they believe in the state control of property. We mean they've adopted a method of thinking in which any use of force is justified for their end state of power and control. So they become a third world party, and we have to internalize that. We're not dealing with the old Democratic Party. We're dealing with a third world party.
Fascinating fight. I think it is going to be more about the economy, but you'll start to see some of these plays like they're part of the French resistance or something. It's the Nazis. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sam calling from Pike County. How you doing, Joey?
I'm all right. How you doing, Sam?
Man, I'm doing good. You sound good. It's a beautiful day. What really set me off when I first saw this commercial here the other day, is when they our representatives, they say at the very end, "We've got your back. We've got your back. We've got your back." Okay,
Yeah,
all
right.
right. I need that defined. Okay, because listen, the 2.5 decades that I was involved with the military, had plenty of classes, lawful, unlawful orders. You know, if some young lieutenant wants you to go in there and burn a village full of women and children, you know, you're supposed to give them a little pushback, but you better be able and ready for the consequences. You know, all that's not cut and dry, and good way to get yourself locked up and lose a job. And so, I can give examples, but I'm just saying, all that, we've got your back. We've got your back. Yeah, they got your back. All right, got you. Anyway.
No, they're trying to sow discord and
It just
dissent
gets
within
me
the
off. Yes,
troops,
yes.
and it's nonsense. It's one thing, as you just laid out, to have that in the back of your head, and there might be moments where you stand on principle and you fight the consequences of disobeying an order because you think it is unlawful and immoral at the end of the day. But to have political figures, voted in representatives and senators, encouraging it while being vague about it, not cool. Not cool.
I wouldn't call it an amateur move, but that's not that. It's immature. It's just stupid. Like I said, it's sowing dissent. But oh man, there was, 99%, 100%, near 100% of the time, you're not going to run into that. Yeah. Anyway, there was a unit here in Troy, a little reserve unit, transportation, and they got upset and didn't like some orders given to them and caused a ruckus. Anybody with rank, they went to Fort Leavenworth, the prison there. Hold on, this prison, remember now, this is the Alabama prison. Fort Leavenworth they use Marines as guards, so there's no cell phones, there's no drugs. It's bad. They got sledgehammers. They like people to go out and make little ones out of big ones and that kind of stuff. Anyway, consequences.
Little rocks out of big rocks. Yeah, appreciate it, Sam.
Well, we need them little rocks. Love the show. Thank you.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, isn't it just like the Democrats to mess something up and then go about blaming somebody else for it? I remember about these egg prices, for instance, right at the end of Joe Biden's term. Well, they killed all the chickens from this so-called bird flu. And then they turned around and started screaming, the price of eggs is too high. Well, what? When you think they're too high, we don't have any more chickens. You killed them all. And then, one of my favorite newest quotes came like last week, and I mentioned this to Scott Beeson right at the closing minute of his show yesterday, and that is Hakeem Jeffries got up there, and you literally can go and find this. They said the Republicans are trying to destroy, or are trying to break our broken healthcare system.
Right. Wait, he said that verbatim, break our broken healthcare system?
Go look at it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm trying to break our broken health. I mean, no wonder he's dollared General Obama.
The New York Democrats are so toast.
He's not off.
Him and Schumer, they're so toast, man, at this point. I'm trying to find this real quick. Maybe it'll pop up if I search it correctly, because I want to hear this for myself.
Okay.
Well,
I just read it. I didn't hear it, but I read it.
Well, okay. I think I found something here. Let's we can listen in together at the same time, Papa B. Here we go.
System.
It was on Morning Joe.
This system is failing the American people, and it's only going to get worse. What are we going to do?
There's no doubt about that, Joe. We have a broken healthcare system, and unfortunately, Republicans have decided to break it even further.
Who broke it in the first place, Hakeem?
Wow, what was your first clue, Sherlock? Oh my goodness, what a mess! And honestly, I tell you, I don't think the Democrats have changed that much. They say this is, the old Democrats. This is not your dad, your father's Democrat Party. Pretty much, yeah, it is. They were able to kind of do it through the, back channels and appointing, radical elements throughout the government over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they didn't say it out loud, say the quiet part out loud like they're doing now. But, yeah, they've been doing it for a long, long time.
And by the way, I really, I don't know if I actually want this in terms of policy. I don't think it's a good policy idea, but there's a part of me that just to prove everybody wrong that, all of us, like me, you, Democrats that we know in life, everybody's like, I believe these political things because I've really thought it through and I'm right. I've done the work. I've studied. I've lived long enough. I've seen stuff. And what I would love to see Trump do is say, nah, I can make you dance however I want to make you dance. We're coming out with Trump care. And it's essentially single payer health care, like Bernie Sanders style. And he just sells it as Trump care. And now Democrats will hate it. Republicans will love it. And all of us will be saying like, it makes no sense at all, but do it, Donnie, do it. Mm-hmm.
Don't you know? That would just get all over, man. Yeah, I mean, we're jumping around from topic to topic, but it's kind of all about the same thing, the Democrats and their whole shenanigans and all. But truly, Trump has just trapped them so deep in this Epstein stuff. They're now saying, well, what was he? They're saying something like, well, there must be something there because otherwise he would have, released the files. No, there was never anything there. He just made y'all want to beg for it so that y'all would be the ones to blame when it came out and nobody could say anything. They're just trapped so deep in it, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
They need leadership is what they need, and they don't have it right now.
What is it? Trump says, I'm a genius. What did he say?
I'm a very stable genius.
Very stable genius. He proves it every day, bud. So anyway, all right. A lot of fun we're having here.
Appreciate it, Bob.
I'll talk to you later. Yeah, bye.
Well, I do have to hit this break first as part of the program, brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And there's only a few more weeks left to Christmas, 28 shopping days in particular left till Christmas. So gentlemen in particular, or ladies, if you're looking to get that Christmas shopping done early, so you just are confident, got peace of mind, especially if you want to maybe do it as a joint venture. You don't have to surprise the wife or the girlfriend. It could be you go in together. You get a custom design piece by Josh Ryder. Or it could be you're looking for some of this antique estate jewelry pieces still available at Dillon Rings on sale for 30% off until Christmas. I'm looking at it on Facebook right now. Truly gorgeous antique pieces that you have to look at with your own eyes. They look great on Facebook. I've learned all this stuff looks even better in person. So if you're looking to get that Christmas shopping done and you're especially looking for great deals, I believe there's stuff all the way up to half off. But on these antique pieces, 30% off, one-of-a-kind items. Just get by there, see them in person today. 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, that's just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that tell Josh and Leslie that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you. And we'll tell you a little more about Dillon Rings coming up later.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
A lot of people talk tough. Very few get tough things done. Attorney General Steve Marshall is a warrior for our state, a fighter for our conservative values.
We have fought the fights that had to be fought for the people of Alabama.
Steve stands shoulder to shoulder with President Trump, ready to fight to take our country back, root out corruption, and prosecute the deep state.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, you're doing a great job.
Steve puts Alabama first and delivers. As a conservative, Steve stands for freedom, safety, and the rule of law.
I have fought for law enforcement and stood with prosecutors and victims as we've addressed the failures that have caused our state to be less safe.
Steve is the senator our state needs and our president can count on. God, grit, Alabama strong. Steve Marshall gets it done.
I'm Steve Marshall, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Steve Marshall for Senate.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Unbelievable warmth for this late in the season. In fact, our high temperature today with a good bit of sunshine should be in the lower 80s. The record high is 81. That could certainly be broken. Even the nights are milder, partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 59. Will we finally see some showers on the radar tomorrow? Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible by Friday afternoon, more likely Friday evening, Friday night, and maybe a leftover shower early in the day on Saturday. Highs both days, Friday and Saturday, near 80. Sunday looks dry with a high in the upper 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix. News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Beautiful day here in Montgomery, Alabama. Let's go right to the phones at 272-9228 and talk to Edward. Hey, Edward, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good to hear.
Enjoying the show.
Thank you, sir.
Just a couple of things I was going to touch base on. The first one, what you were talking about earlier in the show concerning that piece of shit human being teacher that was beating her kid.
Yeah, don't say that again. I had to dump you, but I hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a bad word. Watching that video literally triggered me. I mean, that is exactly how my stepdad treated me as a child.
Oh my God.
All growing up. And it went on for years. Finally, my family got wise to what was going on. So instead of using a belt, he would just use his hand and hit me in the head. Because if you can't see any welts, you can't see any bruises, there's obviously no abuse. That woman, you have to understand, that was not just a snap. That was not just, I've reached my aggravating point. It would not be normal for a little child to record their parents spanking their older sibling, unless this is something that had been happening much more often, probably even more violently. And I'm sorry, but I will place that judgment upon that woman because I have been on the receiving end of that, and those people are demons. They are beyond evil. Hopefully that child will be separated from her, not out of her life, but where that woman will not be able to have direct interaction with her children until her children are 18 years old and they decide they want that. It is just horrid. Abuse is never acceptable. You know, getting a few licks with a belt, that's one thing. Yeah. I'm 50 years old. It was normal my generation. We'd get licks on our legs. Sometimes we'd even have to go out and pick our own switch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you brought too tall of a switch, grandma was really going to tear you up. But anyway, that was just horrible. And I just had to get that out there to the public that I hope there's nobody having an ounce of sympathy for that woman, because she is not deserving in the least bit.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. I'm so sorry it happened. Yeah, I have to admit, thank God that never happened in my life. But my reaction to seeing that video was that woman should have somebody bigger than her do that to her. Maybe that's not exactly the right thing, but that's where my head went.
Yes. Just to segue on to what you were speaking about earlier with the Democrats. One thing to always remember about the Democrat Party is Democrats, the great party of Jackson and Jefferson, they are the party of slavery. They are the party of segregation. They are the party of secession. They are the party of socialism. All four of those things encapsulate a core ideology of power over the powerless. Democrats, leopards can't change their spots. Democrats have done a great job of keeping the wool pulled over many people's eyes for many, many decades. And what I have seen happen since Trump's first election and the onslaught of social media is the wool has been yanked back. They no longer can control themselves, and there's no longer a big media that's acting as the guardrail. So it's nothing surprises me with the Democrats, but I just had to call in and throw those couple of points out there to you.
Appreciate it, Edward. Really do. And call again soon. Thanks, man.
I will, brother. Enjoying the show.
Man. Yeah. And this is the day and age where you see anything you want to see, honestly. Sometimes things you don't want to see. It's just right there in your feed, right there in the algorithm. And for me, I was just angry. Let's just say violently angry. I was wondering, where's a man in the house, number one? The right thing wouldn't necessarily be to beat that woman, but it would be to stop her. Because that wasn't dispassionate, principled, reasonable punishment. That was her letting out just rage, violence against a child. And there's a certain line that's crossed there. If you wonder what I'm talking about, I think it's the lead story right now at 1819news.com. It's a woman who I believe is a second grade teacher at a private Christian academy. That private Christian academy has now fired her ass. Excuse me, pardon me. Or administrative leave or whatever the technical term is. She has been charged with a felony, and apparently Erica Thomas, who did the initial report, will be coming out with a new one. More details after 2 p.m. But this has gone viral nationally, internationally, and so I had my reaction. I know others had their reaction, but you always got to wonder the folks that brings back bad memories. And God bless those kids who grew up and survived, but you don't forget, do you? Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, that me?
Yes.
Listen, I called you about that story that you talking about those Democrats talking to the military. I personally think that's damn near treason. And what they're going to do, they're going to cause some people in the military, especially those that are impressionable people, to lose their career and probably end up in jail.
Yeah, and if you're encouraging folks, it's one thing to say remind people, which you're already reminded when you go through training, right? But if you start doing it in this vague way, over the top way, publicly, like as a political ad, I would say that's sowing sedition.
Yeah. That's what they did is worse than what happened on January the 6th. It's worse than what happened.
Well, and then remember all the Mark Milley stuff too, like the chairman of the Joint Chiefs talking to his Chinese counterparts that if Trump does something crazy, don't listen to him. Like, wow, just sometimes the entitlement. And like we have all these justifications for power in this country, like the duly elected president's the commander in chief. And then you have folks saying, well, even though that's our justification, screw it. We want our own person and our own agenda. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that guy, and I'm a paratrooper also. Just because you're a paratrooper and I served with the Rangers, what does that mean? You don't get to make your own rules about the military just because you serve. And that's one of the things I didn't like about, even though I respect them immensely, a lot of those guys, McRaven and Kane. Yeah. But you know what? There's a difference between being a civilian and being in the military. You lose certain rights when you join the military. And one of them rights that you don't have a right to tell me publicly what's on your mind.
That is correct.
You don't get to do that. Yeah. Anyway, one paratrooper, another to the brothers. Right on.
Appreciate the call. 272-9228. This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you out, whether you're looking to buy a home with interest rates coming down and Trump threatening, I'm going to fire his ass. They could be coming down even more if we get a new chairman over the Federal Reserve. And so now might be the time to at least start the conversation. Now, it could be you're ready to go. You want to buy a house like yesterday. Well, you should have called Alabama Home Mortgage yesterday. You can call them today. They will get you in the right place with the right plan. All starts with pre-approval. Do not skip that step. And they will walk with you with pre-approval all the way to closing day, all the steps in between. And of course, if you're looking to refinance with interest rates moving down, especially if you're looking to get credit card debt off your back, any sort of debt you want to restructure, it could be you want to reinvest in your home, maybe bring down monthly overhead costs. It's all depending on your goals, and they can help steer you in the right direction to meet those goals above and beyond. So y'all check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. You can always call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies like Kim and Madeline. Prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Need extra cash? Take 90 days to start paying it back. ASE Credit Union is here to help on your schedule. Whether you're tackling unexpected expenses, consolidating debt, or planning a big purchase, for a limited time, get an unsecured signature loan with no payments for 90 days. Use the funds however you need. Holiday shopping, vacations, medical expenses, or just peace of mind.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
Since 1993, Chad has been showing up, ready to help with whatever your home AC needs. His mission? To serve first. Chad takes the time to understand exactly what you're looking for, and if he can help, he'll walk you through the best options, sometimes even with 0% or low payment financing to make things easier. No more sweating over hot and cold spots, surprise $700 energy bills, or wondering if your unit will make it through another season. Call Chad today at 784-9144. That's 784-9144.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Hey, it's Lyle from Marguerite's. How do I get you to come in before Black Friday and spend money? Well, we have our blowout. Everything gets a crazy whack-out price. Everything in the store. Plus, doorbusters. 1-carat earrings, $2.99. 5-carat diamond tennis bracelet, $19.95. 2-carat oval diamond ring, $14.95. Gold bowl stud earrings, $99, and 14-carat on top of that. Come into Marguerite's only through November 30th. It's the real blowout. This is the real deal. And you can lay away to Christmas. You're kidding me. Yes, you can lay away to Christmas.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Let's go right to the phones and talk to James Gowdy with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Montgomery. James, how you doing this afternoon?
Doing great, Joey. How are you?
Oh, life is good. Very good. Y'all still have a lot of great sales going on as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday?
We sure do, man. And traffic has been incredible. We got a lot of folks coming in, taking advantage of the Black Friday sales event that's been going on all month long. So let me just hop in and share what information that we got on that. So we do have 0% for 60 months right now on our 2026 Ram 1500s, or you can get up to $15,000 off. We've also got 0% for 60 months on our top-selling 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with the third row seating. If you're looking for a super, super cheap low payment, we've got a $299 lease special going on our 2026 Jeep Compasses. And to top it all off, we've got no payments for 90 days on any new vehicle that you're looking at. So, again, Black Friday pricing is going on all month long. And then we also do have some events going on through the community right now. So we do have our Sons family-driven food drive going on. So bring any non-perishable food items to the store between now and Saturday on the 22nd, and you'll receive discounts on sales or service. Just stop in for more details on that. And then we are looking to expand. We are looking for employees for sales and service. So if you are looking for an exciting career in the automotive industry, just contact me here at the store. We're here till 7 o'clock each night this week. We are open Saturday from 8:30 to 6. So just stop on by. We're off the Eastern Boulevard, or shop us online at suncdjr.com.
Appreciate it as always, James, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Joey.
Well, always appreciate their time. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Clint.
Hey, Clint. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I've been gone a while. I've been in the hospital. Now I'm in the nursing home. So
what happened?
Finally got my radio back.
Well, good. I'm glad you got the radio back, and I'll say a little prayer for you for health, or at least some fortitude as you're going through what you're going through, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you much. I just want to touch base with you.
Well, it's good to hear.
Listen to you again.
Good to hear your voice, and yeah, keep that radio on, and call us whenever you can, whenever you got stories that you want to tell. I love them.
All right. No, I ain't got one today.
Well, good to hear
maybe
from you.
later. Love you. You guys have a great day.
Love you too. Happy Thanksgiving.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Clint.
Yeah, same to you.
Again, great to hear from old-time callers and that he is doing all right. And you never know what somebody's going through, folks. You never know. Yeah, sometimes people that present they're doing great are, in fact, doing great, but you never know exactly, especially if you're not seeing somebody every day, talking to somebody every day. You never know. Keep that in mind, especially as we head into the holiday season. It can be very rough. It can be wonderful. It can be amazing. You get to see a lot of folks, but it can be also very rough for people as they reflect on childhood and family. And there are a lot of lonely people in this country, and that is heightened during the holiday season where family is put in stark relief. And so not just for Clint, but I would say a prayer, little one, when you can, for fortitude, courage, peace of mind, peace in the heart. And that may all, lonely or not, maybe we got all sorts of great things going on. We're really looking forward to the holidays, but that we all may do his will and not ours. 272-9228 if you want to get in as we head into the final hour more of the program after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Authorities have ended a federal immigration crackdown in North Carolina's largest city. The Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office announced today that the operation known as Charlotte's Web is officially over. Federal officials confirmed the conclusion to Sheriff Gary McFadden. U.S. employers added a surprisingly strong 119,000 jobs in September. The government made that fact known today, several weeks late. All that economic data had been held up for several weeks because of the government shutdown. The 119,000 represents more than twice what analysts had been expecting. And investors on Wall Street greeted the news with a booming session earlier, but have since reversed course. Now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 176 points. NASDAQ up by 298 and the S&P 500 up by just about 60 points this hour. More of these stories at srnnews.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of The Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Unbelievable warmth for this late in the season. In fact, our high temperature today with a good bit of sunshine should be in the lower 80s. The record high is 81. That could certainly be broken. Even the nights are milder, partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 59. Will we finally see some showers on the radar tomorrow? Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible by Friday afternoon, more likely Friday evening, Friday night, and maybe a leftover shower early in the day on Saturday. Highs both days, Friday and Saturday, near 80. Sunday looks dry with a high in the upper 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
1819 News.
A book was released at the start of November that has been written by an associate professor at the University of Alabama who details the extent to which he and his wife pushed their 6-year-old son, who suffered from gender dysphoria, into the process of transitioning his gender. Sim Butler is the associate professor of distance learning. He and his family no longer live in the state due to the passage of the Vulnerable Child Protection Act in 2022 that bans any type of hormone therapy or genital mutilation for minors. Butler details the ways in which several doctors at UAB helped prescribe hormone treatments for the child, while Butler and his family changed the boy's name and pronouns to that of a girl, bought books that promote transitioning, and erased all past photos of the boy as a boy. Butler also admits in the book that the medical procedure they offer the child, rather than psychological counseling for his gender dysphoria, has left their child sterilized and unable to ever have children. This, however, did not dissuade Butler from offering criticism in his book for all those who sought to ban the transgender treatments and procedures in Alabama, as well as 26 other states and several European countries. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having the people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
The Alabama Democratic Party has a new executive director. Mark Honorado was named to that position this week. The move was announced by the Alabama Democratic Party chairman, Randy Kelly. Honorado graduated from Texas Tech University and has worked within the Democratic Party in the states of Montana, Missouri, and North Dakota. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is a smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and school zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And starting where we began today, Erica Thomas has a follow-up story on this 44-year-old, Nicole Staples, who was recorded by one of her other children whooping, beating, in a very hysterical way, a son. But Erica's latest report on this is a Mobile County mother arrested and charged with willful abuse could face more charges, according to Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch. Nicole Staples, who was a teacher at Cottage Hill Christian Academy, was arrested on Wednesday after a video of her beating a child was circulated on social media. Birch said the charge stems solely from the actions in the video. Staples spanked her son 23 times with a belt, pulled his hair, slapped his arms while yelling and cursing at the child. After receiving video from multiple people, Birch said action was required. After interviewing those involved and consulting with the district attorney's office, the decision was made to charge Staples. Sheriff Birch said due to prior incidents, more charges are likely. I'm being careful not to divulge details of the investigation, but this is not a first-time occurrence, Birch told 1819 News. This is not the first child or even the second child that's been a victim of this. So this is, based on what we're learning from the investigation, a common occurrence in the home. According to Alabama law, willful abuse occurs when a responsible person tortures, willfully abuses, willfully mistreats, cruelly beats, or otherwise willfully maltreats any child under the age of 18 years. Birch said it is clear that Staples willfully mistreated and cruelly beat her child. He said punishments can become excessive when corrective action is done out of anger. Exactly right. All four of my children know what a belt feels like or a hand, Birch added. But I think, discipline is for corrective action and 2, 3, maybe even 4. And there's no specific number within the law. Pops with the belt should get the point across. The mother and father of the children agreed to place them with relatives. Staples, of course, the woman in the video, is considered innocent until proven guilty. So that's the latest there on that story. Again, 272-9228 if you want to jump in. If you haven't seen the video, maybe you don't want to see it. It's, again, you never know what somebody's going through, what they're carrying around in their heads, and that can unearth some stuff you might have buried. So it's not exactly a loving moment, to put it mildly. And just as the sheriff said, my first reaction is this is hysterical anger, or like it is over the top. And all that mother is teaching that kid to feel is just downright hatred without any much lesson involved. It's an awful thing. I know it happens and has happened over time too often, but it does happen. Now, shifting back to some of the national news, one thing I mentioned a little earlier is the rise of the leftist male, the performative male. Now, I have to say that I got to be careful because I'm a bit performative, but it's a job. If you see me in person, I'm usually pretty reserved. And especially for all you libs out there, like, relax, man. It's just like freaking wrestling. Like, y'all who take this stuff too personally, well, I guess some of y'all end up running things. But for somebody like me, it's a little much. That said, this is a whole level of performative. And I almost want to say the term performative male is not even about the performative eunuch. But across TikTok and university campuses, young men are rewriting what masculinity looks like today. Sometimes with matcha lattes, Labubu's, gentlemen, boys, let's go get some Labubu's. What is wrong with these? And I'm not even through the first sentence. Labubu's? You mean those satanic little dolls that everybody's buying up? That somebody definitely put a curse on. I don't know if it's voodoo. I don't know if it's Satanism. I don't know what it is. They creep me the hell out. And of course, it's one thing for the ladies to do it. They fall for this crap all the time. Oh, what a cute little snake. But for these young men to be like, yeah, I think what I need in life for meaning is a Labubu. Dopes. But the look is matcha lattes, Labubu's, film cameras, and thrifted tote bags. At Toronto Metropolitan University, a quote-unquote performative male contest recently drew a sizable crowd, by poking fun at this new TikTok archetype of masculinity. The performative man is a new Gen Z term describing young men who deliberately craft a soft, sensitive, emotionally aware aesthetic, signaling the rejection of toxic masculinity, essentially doing a poor job of mimicking their mothers. At performative male contests, participants compete for laughs, so this is good. Mock it. This is the way to do it. And for women's attention by reciting poetry, showing off thrifted fashion, or handing out feminine hygiene products to show they're one of the good guys. Similar events have been held from San Francisco to London, capturing a wider shift how Gen Z navigates a gender. Research shows that young men are experimenting with gender online, but audiences often respond with humor or skepticism. This raises an important question. In a moment when toxic masculinity is being called out, is it? I don't think anybody in my life has ever even used the frickin' term. And honestly, I'm too privileged as a straight white man to even have to care about it. Like, if I am that privileged, as a lot of leftists say, then why do I need to care about anything y'all say, including my privilege? But yeah, I don't understand the whole, I never hear this toxic masculinity term unless it's like on the internet. Is it a young person thing? Gay and retarded. But why they call it performative? Gen Z suspicions towards these men may be partially due to broader shifts in the online culture. As research on social media shows, younger users value authenticity as a sign of trust. If millennials perfected the curated self of filtered selfies and highlight reels, Gen Z has made a virtue of realness and spontaneity. Studies of TikTok culture find that many users share and consume more emotionally, quote-unquote, raw content that push against the more filtered aesthetics of Instagram. Seriously, get off the gram. It is a portal to hell, at least for me. Maybe that's my own fault. But what I look at or have looked at, I'm trying to stop. I did stop. Anyway, against this backdrop, the performative man stands out because he looks like he's trying too hard to be sincere. The matcha latte, the film camera, the tote bag, these are products, not values. Deep, thoughtful people, the logic goes, shouldn't have to announce it by carrying around a moleskin notebook and a copy of the bell jar. Oh, God, the bell jar. Now I am being reminded of college. No wonder that woman put her head in the oven. Or is that somebody else? I forget. But as philosopher Judith Butler explained, all gender is quote-unquote performative, and that it's made real through repeated actions. Sociologists Candace West and Don Zimmerman called this doing gender. Ew. The everyday work we do to communicate we're men or women. This framing helps explain why the performative man can appear insincere, not because he's fake, but because gender is always performed and policed, destined to look awkward before it seems natural. Or it could be these guys are fake as crap, man. Never been through tough times at all. On this end, the mockery of performative men acts as a way of keeping men in the quote-unquote man box, the narrow confines of acceptable masculinity. Studies show that from school to work, people judge men more harshly than women when they step outside gender norms. In this way, the mockery sends a message to all men that there are limits to how they can express themselves. Okay, if these like activists and these philosophers, the esteemed Judith Butler are setting all these parameters that they're trying to keep you in a man box, which is a weird term, but they're trying to keep you in the man box, and men are swiftly mocked and made fun of if they don't stay strictly within the confines of acceptable masculinity and the man box. Okay, you secret fruits. If you really want to go outside the man box, do it with flair. Be confident. Live your frickin' life. But when it became this crybaby, weird, passive-aggressive way of gaining power, there's your actual toxicity. You want a gender bend? You want to be a little different? You just want to be your true self? Maybe you like these certain things that aren't traditionally in the man box. Go for it. dude. Be yourself. Stop bitching about it. That's it. Many researchers caution that new masculine styles may still perpetuate male privilege. Okay. In the post-Me Too era, many men are rethinking what it means to be a man now that toxic masculinity has been critiqued. No, we're not. Most men are not thinking of this at all. Most men are still like, look at the boobs on her. What a great caboose, layered cake. That's number one. Men are thinking about that a lot, even when we don't want to. And we're not trying to commit adultery in our hearts. It's just a thing. But we're thinking about sports. We're thinking about the Roman Empire. I'm thinking about music. The idea that men are walking around just rethinking, what is it? Now that this postmenopausal professor has called out toxic masculinity, well, I have to rethink everything I am. No, that's just, I'm reading this, by the way, because it's so tone deaf and stupid. It's fun to react to and perform. The calls for more healthy masculinity and positive male role models reveal a culture searching for new ways of being a man, yet also uncertain about what that would look like. In this context, many public commentators argue that these men are just rebranding themselves as self-aware, feminist adjacent, and not like other guys to seek better dating opportunities. That's a good theory, actually. That's the thing. Again, men are thinking about TNA most of the time, even when they don't want to think about it, even when they repress that crap and they're like, that's not the road to go down. No more sins of the flesh. They're still thinking about it. So what do? They put on this more performative pose. And they say, I'm not like other guys. In fact, I'm down with the girls and stuff. And yeah, it's just a way for them to try to sleep with you. And maybe you want that. God love you. Maybe more people just need to sleep with each other and actually have, long-term loving marriages built on values while they're having their orgasms. I don't know. But sociologists Tristan Bridges and CJ Pascoe would call this hybrid masculinity, a term that describes how privileged men consolidate status by adopting progressive or queer aesthetics to reap rewards and preserve their authority. Yeah, that's about right. Yet, as sociologist Francine Deutsch, German, argues in her theory of undoing gender, change often begins with partial imperfect acts. Studies show that copying and experimenting with gender are key ways people learn new gender roles. On the surface, there's nothing inherently harmful about men getting into journaling, vinyl records, or latte art. Well, vinyl records are great. Like journaling your own thoughts or writing a diary or occasionally, thinking about something. Maybe just sit in a room with your thoughts. When's the last time you did that? Maybe go outside. Don't bring any smartphone. Don't bring any earbuds or headphones or anything like that. Just go walk outside where nobody else is and think about stuff and see what comes to mind. And keep in mind, you're not the one doing it. Be a tuning fork. Pray. Ask for inspiration. Just let your mind wander, and when something meaningful jumps up, you run after it. That might be more helpful. But in fact, youth and anti-radicalization research suggests these could be practical tools in countering online radicalization and isolation, another issue affecting young men. Yeah, well, maybe stop trying to cut men's nuts off, literally and figuratively. That might help. Maybe fix the economy so it's easier to earn a living wage, a breadwinner wage. And maybe calm down with the boss bitch stuff. Just a little bit. It's a little much sometimes. But what would change look like? This piece finishes out. The truth is, we may not yet have the tools to recognize change, given that much of our world is created to be shared and consumed on social media, and male dominance seems hard to change. Why are you trying to change it? How about, again, be dominant? Few women have figured it out, pulled it off. Good for those ladies. If you're a more sensitive guy, go for it, man. Be yourself. But I have to say, after reading through this piece at theconversation.com, the way you reclaim masculinity is you don't read crap like this. Just be yourself, dude. It'll be all right. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, good. Hey, it's John. Good afternoon.
Hey, John.
I'll give you a litmus test for this. If you are worried about your toxic masculinity, you're probably not very masculine at all.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with anything else other than, like, they've gotten that mind virus in you, and you need to...
Yeah, because I guarantee you, Joey, if they're worried about that, a masculine man doesn't worry about that. He already knows he is a man.
Right. And I'm no one who's shied away from all the gender bending stuff. Think of the art and all the music I like and whatnot. But I always saw through, like, these are artists who are confident in doing interesting, creative things. When you're alone and you're a dope and you're jobless and nobody wants to hang out with you, the secret to success is not dressing up like a woman. Like, it's just not. It's so crazy.
Hey, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I'm Still a Guy by Brad Paisley as your bumper music. That would be great.
I'm Still a Guy by Brad Paisley. Okay.
That'll be perfect. I've enjoyed the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. 272-9228. By the way, somebody just texted me, my hair looks fabulous today. I think they're just being nice. This part of the program aptly brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. Seriously, if you're a fella, especially a young fella, because a lot of men will lose testosterone as they get older into middle age. It happens. Stuff just stops working as well as you get older. So in your 40s, 50s, 60s, it's natural to have low T or not as much testosterone as you once did. Now, there's some of these folks. I mean, there's some people I know, I don't care. They're going to be in their 90s still pitching a tent when the nurse walks in. But, naturally, most men, testosterone starts to peter out, so to speak. But when it comes to the new generations, they're also experiencing symptoms of low T. So maybe you are worried about your toxic masculinity, that you don't quite fit in, that you don't want to sit and watch football with the boys. And so maybe that means I want to learn how to knit things. I don't know. If you're worried at all about it, you need to get by Montgomery Men's Health. At least have them check you out. Now, you could be just a roaring volcano of testosterone and you still like fancy, frivolous things. Good for you, bro. But if you go get checked, and it's very reasonable and quick consultation, $99, quick blood test, results before you leave. And in fact, they have treatments there that can make you feel better the very same day if you choose those particular treatments. But they have a whole schedule of stuff that, well, can fit where you are in life and help you fight that feeling of low T. And of course, we often talk about the physical aspects, like if you're losing muscle mass, seeing unwanted weight gain, it's not like you're eating more, working out less, you're not sleeping well, you're never in the mood, you have no libido to speak of, you're exhausted mentally and physically. That could be a huge problem. But seriously, if you are finding yourself questioning and miserable in your questioning of your toxic masculinity, why don't you get signed up for some testosterone therapy there at Montgomery Men's Health? And you might be amazed at how you'll stop thinking about that crap. Just saying. Act now, gentlemen. You only got one life. Procrastination's only going to make this worse. Get by there today. Call them up at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book that appointment. And so often you can book the same day. Head on over there. I'm sure they wouldn't even mind a walk-in. You might have to wait a little bit in that regard. But very great. Discretion's the word. And if you are all caught up in your feelings and your own head about what it means to be a man, just get some testosterone going. You might be reminded real quick.
272-9228. Damn microplastics. 334-272-9228. Damn soybeans. Put it in everything. Again, that's 334-272-9228. Seriously, not enough of you are sunning your testicles, which, by the way, that was my favorite Tucker Carlson segment he's ever done. I didn't get to meet the man. I didn't want to go to the photo line and bother anybody. If I get to meet Tucker and have a conversation with him down the road, I get to meet Tucker and have a conversation with him down the road. But I would have told him that that's one of my favorite segments he's ever done about sunning your testicles. Now, I've never done that. I mean, I'm not necessarily against it. It just seems like a compromising position. And if you do that in the backyard in the suburbs, you might get the police knocking on your door. So maybe go out in nature, be one with yourself, and let those things hang and get some sun as you contemplate what it means to be a man. Anyway, I'm going to hit this break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Buy now, pay later. With a holiday loan from ASC Credit Union, you can borrow what you need today and make no payments for 90 days. The holidays are coming fast. Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday steals, gifts, travel, and more. Don't let your budget hold you back from making this season magical. Shop stress-free and enjoy the holidays on your terms.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu, reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Put the power of Action 8 News in the palm of your hand. Download the free Action 8 News app to stay on top of breaking news wherever you are. Search for WAKA News in your app store to download the Action 8 News app today. Keep your family safe by watching Action 8 News. Look for 8 on your side consumer alerts with product recalls involving cars, food, children's toys, and other items in your home. 8 on your side, keeping you safe only on Action 8 News.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hannah, did we just really open up our own real estate brokerage?
We sure did. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group is officially here.
So this isn't just another name in real estate?
Nope. It's still us, the same hardworking individuals. It's just us leveling up to give our clients the best service possible.
More experience, more energy, and more results.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, who you have on your sign matters. So give me, Hannah Grantham, a call at 334-368-6358.
Or Eddie Bader at 334-322-0662.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Unbelievable warm for this late in the season. In fact, our high temperature today with a good bit of sunshine should be in the lower 80s. The record high is 81. That could certainly be broken. Even the nights are milder, partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 59. Will we finally see some showers on the radar tomorrow? Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible by Friday afternoon, more likely Friday evening, Friday night, and maybe a leftover shower early in the day on Saturday. Highs both days, Friday and Saturday, near 80. Sunday looks dry with a high in the upper 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. I apologize for nothing about my rant. I don't apologize about my opinion when it comes to Labubu's. I don't apologize when it comes to these soy boys that are just so caught up in their feelings. And, you know, gentlemen, maybe in college I tried this approach. It doesn't work. It gives women the creeps. When you remind a lady of their mother, it's not a good look, dude. Unless you find some other freak and you're off to the races. And here we go. Let's see what circle of hell we can end up in. Spank me again. Anyway, 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. I want to go back now to the interview with Elon Musk. And this is classic Elon. In fact, the Saudi royal... I mean, how many Saudi princes are there? But the Saudi royal interviewing Musk and the head of NVIDIA, Jensen, he cuts Musk off after Elon keeps going down this particular line of thought. Keep in mind, they're at a joint Saudi-U.S. conference about business investment. Keep in mind, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and Donald Trump are over the moon patting each other on the shoulder, on the hand, on the back, as the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia announces up to $1 trillion in investment into the United States. And the Saudis are announcing deals with NVIDIA, and they're announcing deals with XAI, and they're announcing deals with all sorts of companies, and all this money across national borders is just being invested. Trump announced that Saudi will be the next, be a very critical, important partner beyond NATO. So a non-NATO, the closest you can get to the United States without being in NATO, that's Saudi Arabia now. But a lot of money is the point of this conference. All the investment. What are we going to do with it? Well, here's Elon being classic Elon in that setting. And my God, you got to love this man for it.
Here when it comes to the future of jobs. So let's hear about your thoughts, Elon and Jensen, on that.
Sure. Well, if you say like in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So
we'll take that.
Yeah.
So it's that's fine. That's fine. No, but Elon doesn't stop.
Be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. And between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I always recommend people read Ian Banks' culture books to get a sense for what a probable positive AI future is like.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly, in those books, money is no longer doesn't exist.
Don't say they are good books. Don't say it. So at a conference where they're announcing all these deals, all this money investment, Elon says
positive AI future is
Mhm.
like. And interestingly, in those books, money is no longer doesn't exist. It's kind of interesting. And I my guess is, if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which this seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Now there will still be constraints on power, like electricity and mass. The fundamental physics elements will still be constraints, but I think at some point currency becomes irrelevant.
Oh, and I wish this clip kept going, because then Elon turns to the head of NVIDIA and goes, by the way, their earnings report is coming out tomorrow. So in a room full of people where I'm sure the actual God they worship is money, there's Elon saying, yeah, by the way, if we keep going down this road of all this money you're investing in, your money will be worth nothing. Classic Musk. And they continue to cut him off in future questions, because Elon just wasn't exactly playing with the program. But that's, again, classic Elon Musk. And I always love seeing that guy be himself. And I'm very happy to see him and Donald Trump back together. They're good friends. Like when you get a belly pat from Donald Trump, like Trump's walking by you and he pats you on the belly and you laugh, like, you know, it's a good time. Yeah, like this is all good. Now, I have been giving short shrift, if that's even a term, to the Democrats in their own voice. I played that clip earlier where they're all talking about, you don't have to follow illegal orders. Well, which orders are you talking about exactly? Because, for instance, the Supreme Court just ruled, taking Trinidad and Tobago folks and throwing them in the El Salvador prison. They said, that's cool. That's very cool. So, what do you mean by illegal orders? But that's beyond, like, there's other things happening. There's press conference after press conference for these elected officials. And I don't know if y'all remember Representative Al Green, not take me to the river, Al Green. I mean, Al Green, the guy who stood up at the State of the Union or joint session of Congress and was raising his cane literally, and he had to be kicked out. Yeah, that Al Green. So he is going to stand up to the microphone. This is his moment to lead the Democratic Party. Let's see what
I'm here today because this is my watch.
This is his watch.
This is my watch. But it's also the watch of all of the people who are here with me.
Yes.
So in truth, this is our
not
watch.
just mine, it's our watch.
This is
our watch together.
And on our watch, we refuse to allow the demise of democracy. Not on our watch. On our watch, we refuse to allow liberty and justice for all to become a thing of the past. Not on our watch.
Yeah.
On our watch, we refuse to allow one person to dominate the House, the Senate, and the presidency in the United States of America. Not on our watch. This is our watch.
So are we following along so far? This is my watch. Actually, it's our watch. Me and like 12 other people here at this press conference, because when you're doing a call and response like chant thing, it's nice to have a crowd that's actually sizable. Then you get a cool effect, like you're the shaman in front of the whole tribe. And when it's just a few folks and you've got to turn to them and go, our watch. So it's not just it's his watch, but it's our watch. And democracy is not going to die on our watch. And we're not going to let one man on our watch dominate the White House, the House, and the Senate. And by the way, FDR was the best president ever who dominated everything. But not on our watch. We're Democrats. We're going to protect democracy by making sure the oligarchy that has been shoving things down you get what I'm saying, that the oligarchy that has been in charge of this country for way too long stays in power. That's how you protect democracy. Anyway, he's not done. Let's keep going.
Dr. King reminds us.
Oh, no. Was that on your bingo card? He would be quoting Dr. King. What did Dr. King tell us? Tell us, Al Green.
The truest measure of the person is not where the person stands in times of comfort and convenience.
Yes.
When there are no issues related to democracy and the republic. He reminds us that the truest measure of the person is where do you stand in times of challenge and controversy. In these times of challenge and controversy, we stand for the remedy that can make the difference and maintain the democracy, and that remedy is impeachment.
I just want to say this. I'll keep going with it. You've heard of virtue signaling, right, everybody? Oh, yeah. Impotence signaling is much funnier than virtue signaling. This man is a flaccid congressman. Impeachment is the remedy to this usurpation of our democratical institutions. And as Dr. King said, you need to judge person not when they're laying their head on a pillow and they're all comfortable and getting a massage and the little puppies licking them in the face and stuff. So that's not how you judge a person when they're relaxed and comfortable. You judge them when they're down, when they're out. They're battered, bruised. You know, I'm personally a sucker for like sermonizing and the oral or oratory. Personally am. Like, I like a good speech. But if you're going to do your sermonizing, Al Green, weight room. You need to do a little more heavy lift. Now, you might be getting older. That's fine. Like, you don't have the same punch that you once did. But impeachment is the remedy, folks. Let's listen in on how they're going to accomplish that. Oh, my God. Look at that creature to his left or right on the screen. What is that? That looks like my great uncle with boobs. What the hell is that? That is my great uncle with boobs. The surgeon did a great job.
Impeachment.
Yeah.
But that's not enough.
No.
That's not enough.
More.
Impeachment we must do.
Yes.
Impeachment is the indictment.
Yes, the indictment.
So he must be indicted.
Right.
Impeachment. But then there's a Senate.
Yes.
And the Senate has the opportunity to try the case.
Right. And then they convict.
It is in the Senate that you get what? Conviction.
Conviction. Oh, okay.
Conviction.
All right. Okay.
And when the Senate convicts, then the Senate has the opportunity to do
them?
what?
Like. Yeah. Okay.
Impeach.
Yeah.
Convict and remove.
Yeah. So that's what the Democrats are up to. Anyway, I just wanted to give them a fair shake at what they're saying and arguing. Stupid retard. Not to say there aren't a lot of retarded Republicans. Don't get me started. I can be very fair when I want to be. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And of course, get your Christmas shopping done. I think only 28 shopping days left until Christmas. So if you are looking for something truly special, they have 30% off on some of these one-of-a-kind antique jewelry pieces over there at Dillon Rings. Also, stuff that's up to 50% off that they still have from their amazing Ladies' Night Out event. Or maybe you want to stop by. It doesn't have to be a surprise under the tree. It could be you bring your lady with you. Or heck, bring your gentleman with you. Maybe he wants some like customized watch. But you do the gift together. Like you do the gift together. Like you do like a custom ring or necklace or something. Customized work by Josh Ryder himself. And then after you do that, then you can get your stocking stuff and all these sort of things. Like, but if you want to do Christmas right, you need to go by Dillon Rings. Amazing sales going on. And of course, they can also repair old. Maybe grandma has a favorite ring she wears every day, and it looks like she's been wearing it every day for decades. What if it could shine and shimmer like it's brand new again when she was just mom? They can do that there at Dillon Rings. They can do it all across the board. Any of your jewelry needs, just stop by today. That's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. And when you stop by, be sure to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
This is Jonathan with Oswald's Apparel and Footwear in Prattville. With all that's changed in the last decade, I really thought that radio advertising was dead, but I was wrong. We opened our store during the pandemic, and we wouldn't have been near successful without advertising on Blue Water. Practically every day, someone comes in for the first time and tells us they heard about Oswald's on the radio. I highly recommend advertising with Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
And talk to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Man, we are doing great. How about y'all?
Yeah, life's good. Life's all right for me.
Yeah. Everything on your watch doing well?
Oh, yeah. Personal life's all right, even with some struggles. And the radio, I mean, I don't know. Have you ever worried about your toxic masculinity?
No, not really. I've been married with 3 daughters. I lost that years ago.
And I keep saying, like, they tell me I'm very, very privileged as a straight white man. I'm like, well, if that's true, why should I have to listen to a word you have to say?
That's very, very true. I would say absolutely. And honestly, Angie does not want me to find my testosterone at this stage in life. She's doing a job. It would be somewhat. No, she lost it in the last move. Yeah, Terry says it's in a jar. We misplaced it. We can't find it anywhere.
It's like your mojo. Right.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But I can tell you what you won't lose is any of your flooring, unless it's just one box. If it's one box, we're probably going to lose it. But the whole house, absolutely nothing to worry about. We come in, move all your furniture around, take up your old floor, put your new floor down. We make it as easy as possible on you. And next thing you know, you got a floor down. And Thanksgiving's a week away.
It's crazy. Really
People are coming over. Your wife's been on you. Go ahead, do it for her. call us, 285-8117. David or Terry will come out and give you a free measurement today because they really want to go home.
Yeah, and seriously, call them right now, folks. Call them today, 285-8117, so you can get it done before the Thanksgiving holiday.
Or stop by and see us because I'm going to be here till 5:30 by myself.
That's on Cobbsford Road there in Prattville?
It's on Cobbsford Road. Yeah, right beside the Dodge dealership.
Cool. Well, I think we've solved all the issues today.
I think we have. So go finish your show out strong, Joey. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Appreciate you. 2729228. Pamela's been in here for the last, 20 minutes. How are you doing today?
Has it been that long already? I'm doing good.
What are you reading?
Everything for Every Holiday, the Amazon Gift Guide 2025.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that in here the other day.
Trying to get some ideas.
It's like the old Sears catalog, except completely useless because you could just go on Amazon.
True. I miss getting those catalogs. I didn't see one of these. This is just one of those mailers. I'm sure there's one in my mailbox if I go home and check it. But
and what is the U.S. Postal Service good for anyway? Most of the time, it's just crap. Solicitation.
Yeah.
Keeping them afloat. Occasionally, I mean, they do a good job getting something to somewhere, to someone swift, I guess.
Sometimes.
Are you like a big holidays person? You like Thanksgiving? You like Christmas? You get excited for it?
Thanksgiving is whatever. I do like getting together with family, so it's just another excuse to do that.
Nice.
And dress up.
Oh, you dress up for these events as well, not just Halloween.
Oh, yes. I love an excuse to dress up. I wish I had more things to do and dress up for. But yes, I do like Thanksgiving. I love Christmas.
I have to admit, not as much the costume thing. I did enjoy getting dressed up in the tux.
Yeah.
For the big event. It's an enjoyable thing.
It would be nice. I've never been to anything like that to dress up, but I love that.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and everybody looks uniform, and some people clearly are like, that's a real bow tie. You actually tied yourself. That's clearly a clip-on. It's too perfect, and it's like hard. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's something to that. I don't know. The whole family, my Aunt Karen came up with the genius idea that because everybody's spread out. We got folks in Nashville. We got folks in Charlotte, North Carolina. We got folks in Florida, all over the place.
Yeah.
Some even coming from upstate New York. Everybody moved. So coming to Montgomery is kind of like, eh.
Did you just pick somewhere to meet?
That she rented out a big old lake house on Lake Martin.
There you go.
And so we'll do Thanksgiving there for a whole week, essentially.
Yeah, nice.
But especially Thanksgiving Day, everybody will be there.
Yeah.
But the night before, we'll do, and this is why I just love my Aunt Karen so much. She's like, we're doing like football game day snacks on Wednesday night.
I love that.
Amen.
I am like more of a grazer snack eater.
Me too, man.
Like, I mean, I like Thanksgiving dinner, but I like the handheld snack food. I don't know. It's so much easier.
No, I think my favorite food might be, I mean, there's proper foods like steak and great pastas and stuff, but
of course,
like how I got fat is like, I could easily just go by the grocery store right now and just put down a whole bag of Ruffles and like some dip. Easy.
Chips and dip. Oh gosh.
Dip is so good.
Well, you see those adult Lunchables that I get from like Fresh Market. That is like a perfect meal for me. Just things I can nibble on, or like it's chicken salad and crackers. I love that.
So I'm literally now, and I'm just killing time now, folks. We got 3 minutes left. I am now using an app called Macro Factor, where I'm literally tracking my macros every day, like putting in every piece of food that I eat into this app here. It's actually very well done. Macro Factor is pretty great. But it makes you, I'm reminding myself of like, oh man, like what you eat and you don't even think about.
It adds up so quick. The things that you drink, what you add to your drinks, like, yeah, it adds up fast.
But I made myself, I'm learning to cook breakfast again too. Like I've learned it's healthier if you cook your own food. So I kind of went with, I like I just did an egg and cheese sourdough, like butter up the sourdough, throw some cheese on there, and then cook a fried egg real quick.
Do you like avocado?
I do like avocado.
On an egg sandwich?
Oh, I have to try that.
Unmatched.
I have to try it. And then I ate some Greek yogurt that is tasty. You can get your protein in. So yeah, that was breakfast. And tonight I'll have to eat some grilled chicken or something. I'm trying to get ready because I am going to pig out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, probably.
Yeah.
and just get in a good habit and routine before I let it all go to crap next week, as we are grateful for things. And are you grateful for anything?
I'm grateful for a lot. Yeah. My kids, my job, this, my boyfriend, extended family, my parents, the usual things.
Nice.
I got it going on.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely grateful for very similar things. Family. So at times I have in the last few months that I'm grateful for inspiration.
Yeah.
Because I've been feeling it more and more, the spirit, so to speak. And as much as it comes out of I'm not alone. It comes out of a tragic thing with Charlie Kirk's awful public assassination. It is great to see millions and millions of people not just going to church, not just reading the Bible, but I think there are a lot of folks where it's really sticking. And of course, it's going to hit people in different ways. We're all different in that way. But I have noticed just the way I like to do it is I'll just read through, like I'm reading through the letters of Paul. Just started Galatians, and sometimes you're just reading it, and it's like you read the notes and you get the context and the history and what's he exactly saying there. But occasionally, what I'm looking for is a line or two, a verse or two will just hit me right between the eyes, and I've learned follow that meaning, and let it go where it needs to go. Don't get in the way of it. Don't overthink it. Just when something hits you, and listen to that voice, folks.
Yes.
And sometimes it'll be in writing. Sometimes it'll be other aspects of life. It could be like putting avocado on an egg and cheese sandwich. But
it's
you got to
the
run
most life-changing thing I'm ever going to tell you.
I doubt that, but thank you anyway. And that note, we killed 3 minutes.
We did good.
I think so. Y'all stay tuned. I'm especially grateful for the host coming up next, Greg Budell. We're getting into the Thanksgiving spirit here at News Talk 93.1 FM WACV. Let's see if Greg carries it on.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1.